Hello, everybody. This is Morghoulus here, and we are checking out the demo for this indie game called Eternal Night by Profane Games. Now, I don't know too much about this other than it is a Souls-like game. Uh, a lot more Souls-like in comparison to Lunacid. Lunacid I would compare more to King's Field. However, this game does, at least I'm hoping to try it out. Not only that, but the developers from Profane Games. I don't know if it's one developer or two or multiple, or if it's just the single person. But Profane Games themselves reached out and wanted to see if I could try out their demo. And you know what? I like showing off what a game has. I will be giving my honest thoughts as I play. Granted, my experience with Souls-like games are very, very limited, but I'm not the kind of person who would get mad when it comes down to these kinds of games. At least with my experience with, at least I played a little bit of Neo 2, and for me, it's the whole idea of if I know I'm gonna die a lot, frustration's not usually gonna be a big deal. However, if I do feel like there's if I feel like something's a little off, or if I have certain feelings about it, I'll let y'all know as I'm playing. But yeah, let's take a look here. Let's see, by accessing your self-build, you acknowledge the following. Oh yes, and yes, this game is an alpha, which it's really cool that they are doing an alpha demo, which means lots of time for them to make changes, such as is my mouse? No, it's not seeable. The whole bit about alphas and betas, especially where alphas can change to the point where it's like, okay, this can be made into the game can be adjusted quite a lot. If the game were in beta, that'd be a whole different issue. Usually whenever a game is released in beta, or at least shown off in beta, that's kind of how the main game is going to be. There's not going to be much change, which if you ever play a game that has a beta and you're not liking that game, that might be a red flag for you. So, let's see. We collect data related to your gameplay to improve the game. That's perfectly fine. Profane Games, if you're watching this, please let me know. Well, I hope this gives you guys a little bit of an idea as to how this game is going to go. So let's see. Learned spells can be equipped through spell wheel in arcane section of the inventory page of the pause menu. Also, this might be a shorter stream only because it's been a long day for me. Got a bit of a headache, came back from a festival. It was really loud, and I'm kind of an introvert, so alright, we're just playing as this knight here. Ooh, that camera work is a little interesting, but alright. Left stick is that. How do I sprint? What's this? Spell a developer's remains. Okay, I'll take that. Press to increase. Okay. An arcane dagger. Ascend. Let's see. So it's a conjuring and a divination spell. Oh, Book of Arcane Knowledge and Book. 15 of Let's see. A stamina potion, mana potion, health potion. Let's see what this is. A common rune. Okay. So I'm gonna guess this is where I would be leveling up, putting in my skill points. Let's put in best quality. Actually, I want to check and see the sound. I'm going to mute myself, that way I can check the sound of the game.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, seems like the audio is actually pretty good. All right, seems like the audio is actually pretty good. All right. So I'm gonna guess that the potions on the top left are my health, maybe. Press left bumper to cast an equipped spell. Okay. A knight remains. Let's equip that sucker. Old buckler, let's go ahead and take that. Arrow, let's take that as well. Is there a way I can sprint? I hold A, okay. Another wooden buckler. Let's go ahead and... Okay. So yeah, that is how I... Okay. What is that? Huh. Okay. Got ourselves a combat roll. Press and hold left trigger for shield to equip the block. Press and hold A, we're moving forward. Common health, I'll take that. I think that, okay, so I will say that it feels like the camera has a weird sense of movement. I don't know if that's how it is with other Souls games, but like looking right and left is perfectly fine, right? But if I'm looking up or down, it feels like the camera is having issues, as if it's like caught on something and has to adjust a little bit just to kind of make a movement. Not only that, but whenever I turn, there's almost like there's a slight camera tilt. A quick attack. Oh, okay. Right trigger is for a stronger attack. When you die, your current equipment will be dropped to the ground. Okay, so I'm losing my equipment in general. Okay. Press and hold to when looting a corpse, automatically re-equip your equipment. Okay. B to dodge roll. Got a wooden arrow, a worn cutlass, and I'm gonna drink my hot chocolate. Our right stick to lock onto near target, and to lock off. Okay, so it looks like do I have a bow or anything? No bows. No nothing. Alright. R2 to perform a strong attack. Come a mana potion. A short bow. I will actually take that. Arrow. Another cutlass? Okay. Hold left trigger to find aim. Okay. And to access the spell wheel and change the active spell. Looks like I don't have any other spells. Let me just make sure. Did it say hold or just press? Just press. Okay. Another cutlass. Okay. Press and hold. Press and hold Y while looting new spells to automatically learn them. First things first. Oh, is that just anywhere? Can I learn this? No, I cannot. I cannot learn that either. So how do I learn it then? I have Magician's Bolt, so I should be able to change it to that. Yep. All right. Wooden arrow. That's cool. Metal bits. I'm gonna guess that's like, oh. An old stained dagger. I'll take it. Potion of mana. Wooden arrow. Another arrow. What's this? Hold right trigger while running to lunge towards it with a powerful strike. Okay. I'll try that. Wooden arrow and old wooden short bow. Don't mind me just getting stuck on shit. Wow. That was real quick. I feel like the melee doesn't really have as much strength as it should. Or maybe I'm just being weird about it. I don't know. Because, like, at least from what I've seen on, like, for a game like Dark Souls. Also, that's really good. That's really good. I'm just gonna use this. And it looks like running doesn't even cost any stamina. How do I use items? That's also something I am not too sure. Well, while I have the time, I also noticed that there's like three symbols over to the right of my screen. Resisted. Okay. You know what? I actually want to try the flame dagger. Wow. Just one hit. I am awful. Time for another drink. Maybe I'm just not understanding, or okay. Well, I gotta say, it's kind of funny that the guys with the dagger does less damage than the dude who doesn't have daggers. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think magic does more for me than melee. Why you gotta lie to me like this? Alright, I'm just gonna bait this guy out. Just do your attack. 2. I don't know why he dropped, but that's not my problem, that's his. Let's try this again, one more time. This guy just has a general resistance, I see. Yeah, go ahead and do your attacks. Just gonna back up. Well, I got my stuff back. But now I'm under the impression that using melee is not exactly very viable in this game. Like, yeah, it may take a little bit, but this guy'll yeah, just one hit. I don't know. I don't really care for. I don't really like the melee feels a little janky in my opinion. Which maybe there are people who enjoy the. I don't know if it's similar to how a Souls game would work it. So I'm trying not to show. Well, I'm trying not to be entirely ignorant on it. So I'm trying to see how this game will actually go. Honestly speaking, I think I might just have to stick with just straight up magic, because magic just seems like it just works. Especially since for some reason my armor is actually paper mache. At least that's how it feels right now. Castor oil. That's fine. Go ahead and resist it. I have time to regain my magic. I choose you. Take that. A little bit more time. So, at least that tells me one thing, and that is magic using magic. Oh, I do have it. Okay. Equip that. And I guess I'll equip this too. Though I don't really see a point since at least currently it's not very viable to use it. Why is my shield not equipped? Alright. So at the very least, what I can do is stick with a bow. And then use the sword for any plain cloth. Potion. Oh. Got an arrow, so we gotta make up for that. A demo cutlass. What's the difference between them? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alright, what's the difference between this and the demo cutlass? It's worth a shit ton and it has a +2 to endurance. That appears to be the main difference. And it can level up, I guess? That's all well and good, but if I get hit by a enemy that has no weapon, I'm fucked. So ah, speak of the devil. Oh, he had a weapon. Okay. 1, 2, 1. One. Well, I'm almost dead. Hold up. Be right back. I need to use my. I need to pray to rekindle my paper mache armor. Yes. As a matter of fact, I want to take this time to examine the armor and everything. So it looks really cool. I always was a fan of armor that had like the little skirt at the back. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm an edgelord at times, so it's like, oh yeah, follow my trenchcoat ways. But oh, where are you? Where are you? There you are. There you are, Betsy. Hey. Can I just... Actually, I'm curious. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I think I learned something valuable. Namely, that I am not suited for melee combat. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to... Old Worn Cutlass. Let's go ahead and unequip that. Now we have the demo. And that... Granted, the... Oh. There, where are you? Hey, buddy. Oh, motherfucker. Ow! Fuck. Nope. 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 Oh. Old stained dagger, I'll take you. Looks like this game has an autosave mechanic. So am I able to just run infinitely? Looks like I can. So it doesn't cost stamina to actually run. Okay, let me take a look. Looks like this leads into the same area. But it looks like I got a big one. Well, I guess I can go fuck myself. Damn. Oh. I guess I'm out of arrows again. Alright. We got this. So, I don't know if it's normal for a Souls game to have the attack feel a little stiff. But there are times where, well, not times, it just kind of feels like whenever I attack anything with a sword, it kind of feels like I'm kind of locked. But the camera isn't. And because of that, I can't really get a full grasp as to like, okay, am I good or is there a way I can do this without getting destroyed? Dude, you still have so much. How does this guy have so much health compared to the others? I understand he resists it, but it's like he doesn't look much different from the others, so it kind of makes it hard to figure him out. Like in comparison to where we had that big boy from earlier. Oh, I still need magic. Alright, there we go. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Also, I forgot to mention, if you guys do enjoy what you see, please do feel free to follow on Twitch, as well as like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Dislike if you dislike. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah. Yada yada yada, I am here. Yada yada yada, we are here. Alright. Back to the game. Is there a way, like, at least I'm curious if there is a level up location? I still have no idea how to use, like, magic. Well, not magic. Fucking potions. I'm about to call nickname this knight. I don't know what I'm curious what I should. What should I nickname this guy? There we go. Back to where we were. Oilstone. I don't really want to deal with the big Bertha over there. So, for now, I'm going to just kind of lure each of these guys out and use that as a chance to... Oh, it can do that. Okay. Oh. Cutlass, ashwood. Oh, please tell me you're friendly. Travel, start, transcribe. Ascend? What do I do with this? Okay. Alright. That works. Travel. I don't want to travel. Okay. Scroll of fireball. Holy shit. I need to pray for this. Okay. Let's take a look here. Scroll of fireball. No? Oh, I just have it. It's mine now. How much magic does this cost? Everything. Everything I can possibly imagine. Potion. I want some more arrows. Let's check how much damage this does. Ah, shit, motherfuck. Oil stone. Leather straps. Mana potion. Okay, we got more arrows. That's good. I don't trust that blood stain. I'd really like a way to level up, pretty please. Yep, gotta go. And the player's stat. Oh. Oh, I'm back here. How do I... Not too sure how I feel about where I'm at. But alright. We'll figure that out one way or another. Okay, let's see if there's a way I can... Okay, nope. Nope. That's not doing it. Is it Y? No. Okay, it's X. That's a really quick, what's it called? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna run. That takes care of the most problematic one. Now I can take this time to get my stuff back. That's fine. You can wait your turn, buddy. Right. I forgot. Hang on, buddy. I need to pray more. I see. Fireball. Let me pray on this. Let's hope I can get my... Yep, I can. Easy peasy. Cool. Alright, so let's not deal with this guy. Instead, we'll deal with less troublesome people. As long as he doesn't come out from his little hidey hole. Oh! Alright. I'll finish this guy off, and then I'll... Decrease the base damage taken from all types of attacks. I kind of want to put it into this because my ass is a fucking... I am confirming. Please give me my... Is it good? Alright. Perfume vial. What was that? Might just be easier just doing this. Nothing transcribe, nothing on that. Storage. Let's do this. That does a lot more damage in comparison. I prayeth it to thee. Okay. Ah! Man, my guy is a bitch. I put in resilience and it's like, alright, congratulations. Now it feels like as if, instead of it feeling like you got hit by a fucking freight train, it now feels like you've been hit by a a freight train that is that is at least 2 more inches shorter. Which doesn't change much over the fact that you're still getting hit by a freight train, but hey. Sewing thread. My dumbass. Equip. 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 Alright, let's see if I can take this motherfucker on. Oh, hey, hero. What are we playing? Yeah, I know. So this is Eternal Night. It's a demo. The game doesn't exist in Twitch's library yet. So, all in all, oh, wait a minute. Does that mean I can probably drop down here? So it's pretty much a demo. It's a shorter stream this time around, only because it's been a long day. But I wanted to give this game a fair shot and see how this game kind of flows. Take this, motherfucker! Okay. Wow. Drawing them back fully deals more damage. Okay. Well, that explains that. So here's the little fun tidbit about this game. My armor is paper thin. Also, enemies like to attack really fast, and this game is still an alpha. So, and the looks off. You're not wrong. And odd. Well, odd. I consider that almost the same difference right now. At least. Actually, maybe that's something that I want to look at real quick. Maybe it's because it just kind of feels like the night doesn't. It doesn't look like it fits what it has for the enemies, I'll say. I don't know. What do you think? Because right now I'm just trying. I'm trying to not only play this, but also talk about how the game is, how I feel about this game so far, while also giving a genuine critique. So let's go ahead and re-equip everything. That's also a thing. You lose everything if you die. Which... Alright. Dude. Every time. Is there like a way to like someone needs to be knocked off of their feet by a perfectly timed leap attack? Looks rough. It definitely feels rough. I won't lie on that. I think what this game needs is a lot of refinement when it comes down to its movements. I think I don't mind the game having like being strict where it is, but I think enemies need to actually have stun, like actually stun whenever they actually take a hit, especially if they're not exactly like these guys right here. I can attack them with the sword, and I would still they would still be able to power through my attacks just to hurt me, and they do a lot of damage. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as saying that the enemies that have weapons do more damage. I mean, do less damage than the enemies who do not have a weapon, which to me is also kind of strange, in my opinion. And this game does. This is an ability, I would say, it's interesting, but I feel like I can easily abuse this. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm going to equip that shit. I don't know what this mercenaries meeting does, but let's take a look what it does. It does. What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? Forward resilience. Okay. Really weird game, not gonna lie. Yeah, you're not wrong. Actually, this is a perfect time to check and see if... Can I jump down here? No. Okay. Well. Enemies choose name appear red. Will oh. Well, I got no choice but to pray hope that I can get my stuff from the ledge. If it's not, then okay. Re-equip that. I'm very curious as to see how much this game's resilience. Is this guy gone permanently, by the way? He is. Okay. Does not open from this side. Okay. Let's take a look over at that other side. Since now I have no choice but to take on the big fucker. Ah, well, shit. Double shit. Okay. Did not mean to do that. I'm just gonna run back and get some of my magic back. Where are you? Oh, okay. There you go. Please give me some arrows. No? Okay. I guess I can go fuck myself. I feel like I have to rely on this specific mechanic right here way too much for what this game has. And just so you know, see how what I'm talking about with the melee mechanics? It's that. You see what I'm talking about when I mean by it feels like there's not really, my weapon doesn't feel as powerful as it probably should against an enemy that. You're talking about the one where I'm just basically hold up, there we go. Are you talking about the one where I'm basically praying and getting everything back? It's a, I forgot what they called it in the beginning, but pretty much it's like it's almost like, I consider it praying, but I actually don't remember what it was specifically called. Oh, I just went back into shit. Can I wish I could sell or buy things or something like that. What is this? Sapphire? They never really explained what these runes or sapphires do. An old key. So it looks like there is a selling mechanic in this game. I just need... Oh, shit. Did they all come back? They did. Kind of figured that'd be the case with this being like Dark Souls in that regard. I just wish it didn't have me drop every like thing I have equipped on my person just because, just to add a little bit of difficulty upon dying. But I guess it's to offset the fact that your, at least I'm guessing your experience kind of just carries over upon death. Also, here's a little fun fact. These guys right here, much more powerful with the guy than the guys with the daggers. If they hit me once, I'm dead. I wish I was exaggerating when I'm saying that, by the way. A black pepper? This game should just give me a fucking... Where's my... There's my archer friend. Hey, buddy. Okay. That's where I came from, so I don't need to go over there. Oh, right, I have to go all the way back. That's fun. Let's go ahead and get my magic back. Pray that I can get my magic. So let's see here. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of like if you were to watch an isekai anime and it's that one main character who eventually becomes overpowered, but in the very, very beginning, like he has no choice but to like use hit and run tactics with like his initially crappy skill. I'll take that. I don't know why I only now get this, but alright. Castor oil, we'll take that. Alright, where is this guy coming from? Alright, he's coming from here. That hurt, you son of a bitch. Well, actually I can properly fight this guy. He has actually a weapon. Alright, let's go ahead and switch to this here, because I'm going to need this for this motherfucker. Why did you run towards him, you son of a bitch? Are you serious? Okay. Cool. Alright, where's he gonna drop me off at? Okay, so I'm back here, which isn't too far from where I was coming from. I got greedy. That's my... Wait, where's my shit? Did I run past him? Yeah, I did. Rip. Indeed, indeed. Got my shit wrecked. Oh, hello. Goodbye. That actually made me freak out for a second. I was hoping I could stomp them, but I guess I can't. What? The fuck? I think this game has a really weird sense of scaling, I think. Is it because it was maybe a headshot or something? Okay, we'll just keep doing this. No biggie, we'll just... Did I get an arrow from that? No, it's acting like I'm getting an arrow from it. Please use your spell. No? Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically kind of just start off by whoops, didn't want to do that. Yep, there he is. You can go ahead and take a nap now. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is, I hate having to waste a fucking arrow on this guy. This guy back, he is. Okay. You fucker. It's alright, he's not aggroed yet. But I have a feeling that that's the only way I can really go anywhere. So. Did that even hit? No, that did not. That didn't hit him, did it? It did not. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I suck. That or this game's really getting really janky at times. And I really, really would like to have some, at least a decent amount of, what's it called? I just wish my attacks did a little bit more. Like, I feel like my magic and my, what's it called? My magic and my bow do the most damage in comparison to everything else. So because of that, it feels like I can only attack a certain way. And the thing is, it's not even like it's a build thing or anything, because this is just a demo. So all my stats are very much normal. So like, this would be probably stats that you would be starting off with. Here, what do you think? Because keep in mind, I will say that my experience with a Souls game is still very limited in my opinion. So it could be that I'm being a little baby about it, but it also kind of feels like don't get me wrong, I feel like a Souls game is hard, but I don't feel like a Souls game would just simply be like, yeah, this is your first enemy. It's gonna kill you in one hit. There's nothing really distinctive about him, but oh, I got level 3. That's cool. Yeah, these are my actual stats. The only thing that everything was 0 when I started this game. Well, started this demo. Let's see what this detail. Maximum hit points. What is my maximum hit points actually? Uh, 100. What is giving myself a little bit of vitality do? 125. That is barely anything in my opinion. But let's see. Endurance, maybe. Stamina points, that's not helpful. Mana points. Vitality. Strength. Arcane, let's see. Strength and duration of most spells. Let's do that. Alright, Alright, that was a stomp. Why is my fireball not working? Oh. Did that work? No. I think my game bugged. It will not let me... It's saying I don't have enough magic, but I should have enough... Alright. Let's go with this. Alright. I'm curious on which one is better. I think I'll do this for as long as I have as many arrows. So, if I run out of arrows, then you know exactly that I have ran out of... Oh, that's nothing. Okay, cool. Can I change this while I'm running? I can. Okay, so I can't even use Fireball anymore. And... okay. So I lost the ability to use Fireball. Can I use it now? No, I've just completely lost the ability to use it. Why can't I use Fireball? +5. But I should have the mana. Why does it... I realize why I can't use Fireball anymore. Alright. So, here's a little fun thing about... I think what I realized what this game just did. So see how it sees how it says how much the mana costs? It's saying 100 plus 5. And for obvious reasons, I have 100. I'm thinking because I upgraded my arcane that I no longer can use Fireball. So because of that, I am kind of screwed. I don't think I have enough arrows to actually kill that guy. And even if I did, I feel like I got punished for leveling up. Which, I don't know if I should feel that way or not. Alright, let's just do this. Yep. Nope. Still need more? Okay. Well, I need some space. Personal space. You know what? Just because I want you to see what I mean by how powerful these guys are, I'm gonna... let's just see how far I go just with this sword and shield. Fuck it. We're about to see how this goes. I have a feeling that this is probably not going to go very well, but fuck it. Never close the door on potential. Oh, there you are. Oh. Oh. Okay. Chad, help. This game is bullying me. I'm just gonna walk away. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but gosh darn, do those hands hurt. I feel like an abuse victim with this game. That was a joke. Please do not take that out of context. It is obviously not the same as being abused. Alright. Old stained dagger. I'll just take it. Oh. Pardon me. Let me pray before you. Before I take your life. You son of a bitch. Wow. How is this guy... Okay. Alright. Boar bristles. Well, I have no choice but to take this guy on as is. So let's see how this does. Cool. Shield up, shield down. All right. I was curious. I was like, all right, let's see how you deal with this motherfucker. He's like, bet. Smack. Curse smack. No, I want to look at this guy. By the way, there's no actual physical way to attack if I do not have an actual physical weapon. The only exception I can make is either using spells or using a spell to conjure a dagger. Or if I want to be a little crybaby, I can always go back to the spirit guy and get a what's it called? Get the freaking whatever I have in storage from him. Which that's all well and good, but you know what? Screw it. Watch this. Boom. I'm about to show you. I'm gonna show you how this dagger looks. By the way. All right. It's a little. It kind of feels like there's so much jank when it comes down to the actual melee mechanics in this game. Cause it feels like I'm kind of unable to dodge proper. Like if I do an attack, sometimes it's almost like there's an animation lock where I am stuck doing an attack when I've already done the attack. Alright, let's do this shit. Come here, motherfucker. Is there a way to block with this? No. I just need to pray. Wow! That was a lot of damage. This dude bitch slapped me for almost all my health. He's like, you motherfucker. See, look at that. Alright, motherfucker. Yeah, not so tough now, are ya? This dude bitch slapped me for all my fucking health. I feel like I'm being... What's... Pristine Dirk. Fine, I'll equip it. And there's an... Oh, I have a buckler. I thought I... Didn't I... Equip that, please? As a matter of fact, do I have a bow? No. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So I have no actual means of getting around this dude without... Let's see how... Nope, just a bitch slap and I'm done. Alright. I think that's about enough. Fuck you. No? Okay. Alright, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and... Yep. Maybe later. It said maybe later. Alright. Let me... I should have gotten the fucking link for it. Give me a second. I'm at least gonna pull up the store page. And put that in the stream. So, and I'll put the game as well in the description. Let me put on some music. That way we can... It's been a long day for me. So I'm looking to just I think I made as much progress as I could, at least with what strength I had remaining for today. It's an interesting demo. I can definitely see that there's a lot of... I can at least tell that there was a lot of love put into it. Like some love put into this game. And it's not unplayable, which is a good thing, especially when you're at alpha. As a reminder, an alpha is a game that is very subjected to change. As a matter of fact, it is a game that is very much capable of improving on a lot of its issues. If you ever have a game that has a beta and it still has a lot of like really underlying issues that are really, really bad, that is a really big red flag for that video game. So, with that being the case, so the main things that I seem to notice a lot is that melee combat is not ideal at all. It almost feels like you're punished if you ever do try doing anything in the form of melee, unless you're potentially stomping the ground. But the thing is, stomping is so short distance, with good reason, that it almost becomes very difficult to utilize. You'd almost rather just stick with the bow or any form of magic. And that's the other thing when it comes down to it. Magic is really good, but it's also unnecessarily costly. And that may be like a really weird way to say, like, well, that's a way to kind of balance it out. But it's also one of those things where it's like almost every spell, with the exception of I need a weapon spell, costs all my mana. And in a game where I can tell that there's going to be a variety of spells, it's a little strange that one of them only takes a minuscule, while the two I do get take all of my mana. Especially since one doesn't do as much damage as the other, and the other one is, for obvious reasons, really full-blown powerful. And let me go on the other form. Leveling up should never feel punishing to a player. That might be controversial, but guess what? That's my opinion. If a game ever makes you feel like you're being punished for leveling up or progressing the way you're progressing, that's not good. Unless it's like, hey, you're kind of bull rushing your way through the fucking game and you're like not bothering to learn the mechanics and shit, then yeah, then that's a whole different bag of worms. But a game where it's like, hey, I need I need you to utilize your magic. I need to utilize like the level up system because that's part of the video game. If I feel like I'm not getting enough out of that level up, then I feel like that's a fundamental issue, especially when it all of a sudden takes away a player's ability to utilize another mechanic. Hence the fireball bit. The moment the moment I leveled up my magic power, I guess the cost just went up because I could no longer use the fireball. And while it's, it's a great spell, it costs so much, and the fact that I now could no longer use it to basically offset a very overpowered enemy kind of shuts down a lot of player intuitiveness or a player's desire to level up certain attributes. For example, resilience, I had 5 points in that. I did not feel the least bit resilient. Every single hit was either insta kill or it was close to death, with the exception of the zombie enemies with the knives. So, and let me go ahead and talk about damage balancing. So damage balancing is always a very important thing to have with your enemies, especially when you have them look similar to each other. It should not be a small surprise when people talk about like the human enemies that they run into for Dark Souls. The best way you can compare to how the designs of the zombie enemies is literally akin to what I recall seeing when I saw somebody play Dark Souls a little bit, where the little zombie ghoul dudes, the dudes that would actually have those like the knives or the little short swords that would kind of flail their weapons around, and that was basically what they were. But the difference is that you had the ones with the knives that did, they did damage, but you didn't feel like you were basically getting your ass reamed with their daggers. While all of a sudden you had the ones that had no weapon but looked no different from the others. So you just had to kind of eyeball it to see if you could tell if they even had a dagger or anything. So when it comes down to stuff like that, it's very clear. It should be clear to the player, or at least given a specific distinctive look or attack that can make the player kind of understand like this is a different enemy and I should not have to worry about it. Which also goes into, I noticed that the enemies that have no weapon in hand have the same moveset, or rather fight style or attack style, as that Big Bertha motherfucker. Which, like, that's all well and good, but it also makes it seem like the Big Bertha character is another jobber, or supposed to be another jobber. And that can be a bit confusing. I did like the what was it, the freaking fellow that was I'll call it the devil fellow. The one that was like making moaning sounds and all that stuff. That was a cool enemy. I liked that. It was really cool to see like it move in such a like dodgy and very quick way. And it made me want to keep challenging him. and it didn't feel like it was an enemy that was unnecessarily spongy. And that's another thing. Spongy enemies don't necessarily make it a great enemy unless it's a boss. And even then, it can be bad for a boss. It simply depends on, like, okay, does this enemy present a decent amount of challenge? And it should. It should give challenge. But it shouldn't give too much to the point where it kind of feels like you've kind of hit a wall that will refuse to, that basically is just designed to just kick you in the balls. uh I'm not too sure if the key to where I got was meant to go past that big Bertha motherfucker, or if there was a door I somehow missed, because I recall seeing that there was a gate that I couldn't even open on on the side I was on. So with that being the case, I am curious if that might mean that there's divulging paths, or maybe it's just a sign that, hey, this was the end of the demo. If it wasn't the end of the demo and it was like I had to go past Big Bertha needs a fucking nerf. That, or the combat mechanics need a little bit of an update, I'll say. And that might come off as a bit harsh, but attacking range, while it's great, it's good, it also feels very, well, you guys saw how my combat was. It was slow. So every single time I fired off a spell, I ran off, I prayed a little bit, and then I rinsed and repeat. And then when it came down to using the sword or the dagger, magic dagger, it felt like a lot of what I wanted to do was kind of pointless. The only time I ever felt like it was doing something was when I was doing heavy attacks behind the enemy, and that was only sometimes. It's interesting to see that an enemy kind of attack through your attacks, especially if you've gotten the drop on them, which I feel like should probably not happen, especially when you're running into jobbers. Oh, that was some ear stuff. But what else was there? So yeah, it is interesting having a jobber enemy. I call it jobber enemies because, like, that's your typical enemy. Anyone who's new, who's not very familiar with the term jobber, it's your typical enemy you will usually find that is like, hey, you're going to fight a fuck ton of these guys. Best comparison is like if you were playing an RPG, a Slimer or Goblin would be your typical jobber enemy. But the thing about that is that when you're dealing with a jobber enemy, it's very important to make sure that there is almost a beginner's grace, I would say. And a beginner's grace is like almost like a way of showing, like, kind of shows a player like, hey, this enemy is not meant to be hard, but they're not going to make it easy. They're there to make sure that you understand how to maneuver around your enemies, or when to time your attacks. To a good example, I would say, is if you were to look at the those Dark Souls 1 jobber zombie like enemies and stuff, the ones that are like ghouls and stuff. they flinch when you hit them first, but they will also attack and they will leave themselves open because they're a jobber enemy. They're a good little show of like, hey, this enemy can fucking kill you and fuck your shit up, but it's not there to be hard. It's there to make you understand that you need to time your shit correctly. And if you give an enemy that does not flinch, that does not like react, and just simply just muscles through everything, even after they're done with their whole attack pattern, it becomes an enemy that is, it's not hard, but it becomes an annoying enemy. It makes it seem like you have to figure out what you need. You're trying to figure out that nice little sweet spot. And there are random times I would find a sweet spot and I would be unsure as to what caused it. Because I would remember hitting it with a heavy attack, and it either would A, work, or B, it would just not. And it would just attack again, and then you just lose a lot of health. And then you gotta pray again, and then rinse and repeat, because that's kind of how the game goes. And speaking of the praying mechanic, it's good, but it also feels like it's something I can easily abuse. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the final game. But it's definitely something to be aware of. Where if it's going to be part of the game, then it's something that I feel like should be monitored. Almost like there's only a certain amount of times you can probably do this. That, or the game's difficulty has to adjust to match it, while also making sure that the game doesn't become too hard. I don't know. Speaking of art style is, it's okay. I feel like it's serviceable, and that's the main thing. A game doesn't necessarily have to be the most beautiful, but it has to be serviceable. And I will say that about any video game. A game does not have to be fucking Red Dead Redemption 2. God damn, it's so goddamn gorgeous. That kind of shit. No. This is a game that needs to have a mechanic that, what am I talking about? It needs to feel good to play before it's anything else. Oh lord, I didn't want ads. Give me a second. I'm going on a fucking tangent on game design and shit. So with that being the case, jank is very, very clearly seen in this game. Hero made mention that the game looks a bit rough and looks a bit odd. And I would, and I'll even add on, I know it was a misspell on his or her end. Fuck it, I don't know. But off. And that's only because there are times where I'm going to go ahead and pull up the page, that way I have eyes on how this sucker, that way I can use it as my eyes of reference. And that is that it kind of feels like, is it me, or does it seem like the mechanics or the look of the main character look a little off in comparison to everything else? That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Also, I'm going to give a little bit of a kudos, by the way. I love the fact that the shield is still on the player character, even after having to deal with even after switching weapons. Uh, and that's the main thing. I want to be I want to be clear when I'm giving this critique. It's not because I dislike the game. I actually think this game has potential. I just think this game needs a lot of polish and a lot of retooling to make it so that the game flows a lot better. There are times I'm seeing in the video for the preview for the Eternal Night gameplay that it looks smooth, but then I'm playing it myself and it feels very janky, and it kind of reminds me of what I remember somebody once said in a video, and that is there are games that look good to play but are not don't feel good to play, and then there are games that don't look like they look good to play but they feel good to play. And I think it's a very important thing to make sure that that information or that threshold is blurred to the point where it both looks and feels good to play. So I'm going to go ahead and now direct my attention towards profane games. Profane games. I see a lot of potential in what you're saying and in what you're presenting. Let's go to the next bit. And clouds. That I like this one. This one seems like a nice way to not only close out but also get to my final notes. Profane games. The game itself looks good. The main thing is, as a matter of fact, I actually want to. Can I? No. It won't let me. Let me take a look here. I think I noticed that. Is there no shadow for the enemies nor the main character? I think there's no shadows for them. I think that's what also seems a little off. But profane games, the game looks good, but I think this game needs a lot of polish and a lot of adjustment when it comes down to its gameplay mechanics, specifically its melee combat. I would, if I were you guys, so in other words, take this with a grain of salt, I would actually adjust the melee combat to give it a little bit more oomph. And to make it so that dodging is still an option. And if you want to keep like a bit of a difficulty to it, feel free to make sprint a stamina charging thing, because sprinting does not cost stamina. I would make it so that enemies flinch upon getting hit, so that way it gives the player some actual feedback, because if there's no feedback, then the player may actually become a little bit dissatisfied with the mechanics of certain attacks, certain abilities, certain mechanics in general. With that being the case, leveling up. Please make sure that your level up system functions to the point where it doesn't punish the player for trying to survive, trying to make their experience in this game a little easier, especially since as somebody who lost the ability to use fireball because of their one level up. What else? The next thing I would say is I would if I were you, I would adjust how I don't really like the mechanic of dropping all my items. I'll be honest, I kind of dislike it. It's very discouraging and it comes off as a very frustrating kind of way to go about it. Especially, I honestly would prefer Dark Souls' way of like, oh, you died? Well, you need to grab your fucking souls in order to get the experience that you got to level up some more. That I can understand because like okay, you're not losing your gear, but here you're losing your gear. Another thing is there a way to potentially adjust how much armor, like what kind of armor your character has? Because if your armor is this the entire game, then I would say make it I don't know, make it feel like it's actual armor. I know it makes me that sounds mean, but it's like I guess I'm still thinking about like, hey, this enemy is like attacking me with his bare hands in comparison to the enemy that's attacking me with a fucking dagger and stuff. So why is the enemy with the dagger doing less damage than the enemy that is just bitch slapping my ass to next week? It's like the dude is attacking me with a plastic knife. No, just a knife. But is like clearly being stopped by the plastic armor that I'm wearing. So instead the person comes back and just decides, well, I'm just going to put my weight on you and I'm just going to have the plastic itself hurt you in the end. Because it's very uncomfortable just like having a bunch of plastic just crushing your body from the inside. Well, from the outside in, whatever. But I think that's all I've got for now. I wish I had a better idea as to how I feel like I wish I had a better idea as to what the idea behind. I'm trying to think on how to properly word this. Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop the idea because I don't know what point I was getting at. I just hope that the weapons feel like they have more oomph to them and feel distinct enough to make a difference. If that can be the case and it makes it so that the enemies, it feels like you are using two complete different weapons, I feel like it may go a long way for this game. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream here. Uh, Thank you again, Profane Games, for asking me personally to stream their game. Uh, I'll even pin. Oh, I couldn't pin it. Well, that's upsetting. I'll just do the next best thing. I'm going to just grab this, copy that, and yeah. So, for now, that's about it for this week. Oh, not this week. Haha. Tonight's stream, rather. So, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw here on Twitch, feel free to leave a follow. And if you are watching on YouTube, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike. Let me know what you guys think about Eternal Night. I'll put a description. I'll put the demo, the page to the game demo that's on Steam, into the actual chat. Well, into the actual description. So feel free to try the game out as well. and let me know what you guys think. Profane Games does have a Kickstarter for this game as well. I'm not too sure if it's still going, but I'm going to assume it is. On the off chance it is. And yeah, I want to put attention on this indie developed game because it sucks doing things as a lone developer. It sucks doing things just as an indie itself because it can be very very wild west. So with that being the case, this has been Morghoulus. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. German Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.